In today's mental health check, experts say communication is the key to a healthy relationship.
But it's also a hard skill to master. Here to help us is Katie Horwitch. She's an author and mindset coach. So, Katie, first off, I think the big question here is what makes someone a good communicator and how can we become one?
Well, a lot of people, when they think of communication, they think of their side of the deal, right? But communication is actually about not just what you're saying, but what the other person is hearing. It's a shared experience. It's collaborative. And the thing that holds most people back from being an effective and a confident communicator isn't a lack of knowing what to say, it's a lack of self-trust.
Ooh. Yeah, so what are the things that hinder us beyond that?
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to self-trust, there are ways that we can break our own trust, if you will. And this is not to say that we are going to micromanage the natural way that people speak, but oftentimes people will manipulate the way that they speak in order to fit into surroundings. So stuff like talking really fast, they're afraid that they're not going to get things in. Speaking up, ending things like a question, that can be a sign that maybe you expect that you're going to be questioned after you say the thing, or negating or diminishing yourself before someone else has the chance to.
And often when we talk about communication, we hear about intent versus impact, as in I might intend to communicate something, but the person might not receive it that way.
Right.
How can we limit that sort of communication disparity happening?
Yeah, if you want to actually have integrity in your communication, so taking that intent and impact and instead of it being a Venn diagram, making it a circle, you can ask yourself certain questions before you get into the situation. That's the best place to start. So asking yourself, how do I want to look, sound, act? How do I hope to be perceived in this scenario? What are the 1 to 3 points that I really want to be heard right now? And then how do I want to feel after this is over? Because that's when the negative self-talk can come up, right? So I always tell people to choose what I call anchor words. That's 1 to 3 words that you can come back to that remind you of who you are and what you stand for.
In my house, we talk a lot about validation. So explain what that is, and is that important when somebody says something that you validated first?
Yeah, so I actually come from, in my past life, an acting background, and something that you learn in acting and improv is yes and. So listening, actively listening to the people that you're with and affirming, like you said, what they say and tagging onto that.
And communication is not all words. So let's talk both being passive aggressive, but also the face can hold a lot of information.
Yeah, sometimes you can say a lot without saying anything, right? So that gets back to like the how do I want to look part of the scenario. But I define presence as the best parts of your personality with the best parts of your expertise and how you bring those forward. Comes back to that self-trust, right? So being able to take up space physically, mentally, and emotionally, being unafraid, that's going to take practice to do. And then active listening, making eye contact with people, and yes-anding what people are saying. It can be hard, especially if you're in a pattern of maybe interrupting or being passive-aggressive, but with practice comes that progress.
Katie Horwitch helping us practice. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching.